Moving on to item number 10, business from the City Council. Council Member Ditball.
We had, beat me to it. The Regional Housing Authority meeting was canceled on the 17th. Our next one is actually tomorrow. So I will come back with a report from there. And didn't have much else going on. We did have some community events. The Yuba City Foundation had their dinner on Saturday, which was a great event. And we also had the Peace Officer of the Year awards that went out this past Saturday, which was also a great turnout. I believe approximately 600 folks, which was one of the largest events that they've had. So, great event. So, short report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Councilmember Dukes.
All right, I'll keep mine short also. It's been a long meeting this evening. Attended also the Yuba City Foundation dinner a couple weeks ago, and then the Peace Officers of the Year Award dinners last Saturday night. Attended the past couple days the Mosquito Vector Annual Conference in Sacramento. And I would just like to address Zika virus briefly. That has been a hot issue in the news recently. Currently, there are, I believe, 8 cases in the United States. None of these cases have been mosquito-borne. They were people who were traveling outside of the United States in areas where this isn't an issue. So there has been issued, the CDC has issued a travel advisory, which I recommend if you plan on traveling out of the country that you go to the CDC website, look at the countries there, and take the appropriate action to protect yourself if you travel into those areas. As I mentioned, there's been no mosquito caused cases in the United States. That doesn't mean we're out of the woods. There are 2 specific species, the Albopictus and the Aedes aegypti, which are an invasive species that are vectors or will carry that virus. They're primarily in Southern California, down in the LA basin. They've had quite a few of those found in that region. Madera County is this far north in the valley. Over in the San Francisco area, Hayward and Palo Alto are the areas where they've had those particular mosquitoes found in those areas. So we are fortunate at this point that we don't have that particular species in this area, so we're safe from that standpoint. But we've been keeping a close eye on the past couple years to monitor and make sure that those species don't make it into our area. And so that's all. So my point is there's nothing at this point for us to be alarmed about. We need to be vigilant, especially if you plan on traveling out of the country. That's the only thing to be concerned of.
I say the best mosquito is a dead mosquito or stuck on my windshield of my car.
Agreed.
Vice Mayor Cleveland.
Had the transit board meeting last week, and it was actually a pretty short one. Nothing really super eventful at it. We also had, I think, a transportation workshop. Peace Officer dinner was fantastic. We were the only agency that had all 5 of the electeds there, and we all made great efforts to make sure that we honored them, and we do appreciate them very much, and please let them know that we are absolutely proud of them and the job that they do. That was it for me.
Thank you very much. And I attended the Board of Directors meeting for the Sacramento Area Council of Government. One of the items that was taken up were the unmet needs of Yuba City communities, and there were none presented at that time. The only other big action that took place is the board unanimously adopted the Metropolitan Transportation Plan and Sustainable Communities Strategy for the next 5 years. And then that'll have to be updated again in 5 years. So every 5 years is something that has to be done by the council itself. This is a great undertaking. It's an achievement to have this put forward. It comes from varying communities, some very conservative, some very liberal communities, and to have a unanimous vote on this, I think is the first time that has happened in many years at any of the state metro plans or COGs. So also earlier, I don't even know when it was, earlier this week, did a State of the City for the Chamber of Commerce. Well attended, and certainly appreciate the staff from the city of Yuba City. Though it wasn't the department heads, it was the mid-managers that were there. And I won't go into the details of why the directors weren't there, but just ask them. They were off at a retreat. So rather have them there than critiquing the material that I put out. And then I could talk bad about them also. So with that, we will adjourn the meeting.